second interview of the day with artist Renata Salles. Welcome, Renata. Uh,
Thank you.
can you tell us where you're spending your quarantine days and how is it going for you?
Well, I'm spending at home. Né? It's
Where is
been
home? Where is home?
yeah, in Zurich, and it's been a kind of a new experience at this time because I don't know. I'm also making my arts, spending my time developing some things, but I'm trying new things. So I'm also like spending my time cooking or just gardening and also making furnitures. I'm trying different
Wow.
things. Yeah. And well, it's been like a different experience. Here in Zurich is not, we have just, well, not just, but like 10 cases per day in entire Switzerland. So what the government suggested also is for you to go around, walk a bit, take the distance for sure. So sometimes we go to the forest and walk a bit also because it's very complicated, the situation that also about depression, you know, that people becomes depressive. So they are telling that once or twice in a week to go for a walk and take the distance. And
Yeah,
so we are doing this and
it's
developing.
definitely very important to go for walks and to be like surrounded by
Yeah,
nature at least a little bit. But
yeah, yeah. No,
sorry.
sorry. No, it's, but yeah, it's very important. And I think we have like the winter is very hard for us. So like a spring and summer, if we can't see the daylight for real, is a bit
Mm.
is a bit complicated. So it's like, but all people they are taking distance and those things, but
Yeah.
at least go for a walk.
Yeah, we're definitely all in the same boat. But I thought it was very interesting that you mentioned you're experimenting with different things. Can you talk a little bit about your background? Because you're not always a visual artist. Like you turn into eventually. So can you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, well, I started a long time ago. Uh, I think I born drawing and drawing, sorry, and painting. Uh, but at some point, I thought that I could express myself better in fashion because I would like to create my own things to dress my own things, and then I really don't know, but I went to fashion and I could keep making my arts, also painting and well, everything, like making sculptures. And then after when I started my brand, I had people developing also my prints, but at some point I had a desire to express a bit more of myself in those prints. And because sometimes I couldn't even pass for the designer what I would like to
Mm-hmm.
to make. Now, it's a bit complicated because you have all the ideas, I don't know. So, and then I thought, like, cannot you just solve and start create prints. And then I didn't learn exactly. No? I was like trying Photoshop and everything, so I could start with my digital works for my brand because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, was a desire to express myself, and then worked pretty well. And I started develop other things that I like it. I started with Filha de Gaia, my first brand that I had for 10 years, I think. And after Uh, After I had another brand that is called Palette that is appearing, that I could just make my draws, and was a bit like easier also to produce, so I could just put myself in the in those arts. So yeah, it was more or less yeah, it was more or less like this. And but after also I moved to Zurich, and I couldn't keep my new brand anymore, so I restarted Pant also in Petropolis when I used to live in Brazil. In the end, like when I finished it, quit my brand, I was also like painting there was such a nice place for me to be free to see the nature and create and those things. So
No, for sure. Can it, yeah, like it sounds like nature is a bit of like a source of inspiration. Are there other things that inspire you, like, or like
everything,
everything?
everything. This is the problem. It's like my mind can't stop. Everything that I see inspires me, and it's, yeah, it's almost difficult sometimes to focus because
Mhm.
have so many ideas and comes from everywhere, and it's very complicated to create one thing per time. It's like sometimes I start many arts together, and it's very
Yeah.
complicated. Too
And
many things around.
so this, which Manuel is sharing with us, is one of the amazing works that we have on our platform, which came to life through a collaboration in between you, us, and Cura Arte from São Paulo. So can you comment a little bit about like this collaboration, like and working with a digital platform? How was that experience for you? And maybe like talk a little bit more about the collaboration that we're gonna have now for the t-shirts.
Yes, no, for me it was a pleasure to receive this invitation, because I really want to have also my arts as not just for I don't know how to explain, but I always had a desire to help somehow,
Mm-hmm.
and for me it will be amazing, and like I'm so happy to develop this art, and
And in
I
a way to
hope that
go back to your origins again, right? So like after
exactly.
being a fashion designer transformed into visual artist, and now like bringing your drawings back into like a t-shirt collection, like an artsy t-shirt.
Exactly. No, it's for me it's amazing, you know, to to be back. Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's like for example, fashion is something else. Is something that for me is more people can afford your art. Is a way of, is a pleasure to see people walking around with your art, because for example, if you have like your painting or like your arts in someone's place, is very different, because you can't exactly propagate the
Mm-hmm.
the art. And I think it's such a cool way for people see your view, and I, I think it's just
Yeah,
amazing. I'm very happy.
enjoy your art. In a way, yeah. So this is one of the beautiful drawings that you guys are going to be able to see as a an artsy t-shirt very very soon. This project is being developed also in partnership with Collect Interior, and we had the founders participating on a webinar last week. You can check out their comments on our video platform. Would you like to speak about one of the drawings in specific, or is there an artwork that for you was like remarkable in your career that you would like to talk a little bit more?
Yeah, no, actually, those I created based in those days that we're passing, because I think we changed our daily like mood and whatever activities, and so it's more expressing our like a daily daily situations now in those
Mhm.
days. And yeah, I'm not a good speaker.
No, you are, but like you're also like a wonderful communicator, right? I don't even know if that's a word. Like through like other like channels. Like it's amazing to see someone who can go like from like one practice into another and to do that without being scared of doing so. I think that happens to be a challenge sometimes for people
Yeah,
to be able to navigate.
yeah, that's
Um,
true. I'm very bad talking about my own work.
But
so can you talk
Renata,
about
I have to say that I identify deeply with all of the drawings from the phase that we're living. We're all kind of like slumped up with a glass of wine, right? That's part of the daily routine for everyone during quarantine.
Hey guys, I
right?
don't do that. It is so hard to talk about your work. Like, I completely understand you. I'm just like, how can we talk about that? And like, babe, like, turn up. It's so hard.
Yeah.
We can say that's the quarantine series.
Quarantine series.
So you said you're bad about talking about your own work. Is there a work or like another artist that inspires you? Like, can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, no, it's very difficult. I have some artists that I admire, but it's not like it's not an inspiration, because I think my inspiration, I always had thinking that, for example, when I was working in fashion, I never used to make researches, like a deep researches, just about the inspiration, because sometimes
Mhm.
if you it's unconscious, but if you see like some things around, and maybe it will block you, because you would think, no, maybe it will be similar, maybe it's so I don't know, I think
Mhm.
for me it's a bit complicated. So all the time I used to go more about my feelings and what I have around. But yeah, has many people that I love, like Banksy, for example, is like nothing with my work, but I really admire, and it's a it's a crazy cool way to communicate, because
Mhm.
you don't even need to explain his art. It's like at the same moment
Yeah.
you
His,
realize.
he's very fast in capturing what is happening at that given moment and bringing that into his art, and it usually translates like so well. You know, this last
Exactly.
artwork that was published, that with the nurses, the kid playing with different toys, and he puts away I think the traditional toys, Batman and other superheroes, and now he's playing with a superhero, which is a nurse. So it's very cute
It's very cool.
and
Yes.
very real to in today's reality. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
A nurse with a
that's
mask.
true. Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It,
great. So Renata, the quick questions now. So is there a book, a movie, a TV series, or what is inspiring you at the moment? And what is keeping you with your spirit high? And something that I'd like to share with all of us so we can try out and see like if it helps us as well.
well, it's very difficult because I'm a weird person. I don't read because I can't keep my attention. Like in the book. No, that's true. It's like I travel too far when I'm reading. So, um, and Yeah, like I'm watching TV series that I love.
What is a TV series that you've been
For
watching, which
example,
is
but I love, but I finished it, I think, in one day because I was going crazy with this series I loved. It's called The End of the Fucking World. I don't know if
okay?
you
I don't know.
already. Yeah, it's like something that has nothing with arts, but it's very, very cool and yeah, it's amazing. And yeah, this is what I no,
Okay, gonna check it out then.
no normal
I'll
tea.
tell you.
No, yeah, it's
Oh,
amazing.
I'll tell you. Sometimes it's good, you know, to see very apocalyptical movies or stories, because then we feel like, oh, maybe it's
No,
not as
no,
bad.
no,
That's how I felt when I watched Contagious.
no, no, nothing like a fiction, and it's just about a black humor.
Okay.
It's very cool.
Like my favorite. The end of
Yeah.
the humor as well as sex education. I have like those couple like you see on Netflix, like so good. No, like, but that was the series I was gonna talk about, so now I need to find a news.
We're coming to you, Lily.
It was the first one, sorry.
Renata,
No, it's very funny. This
But
you should watch the
it has
trailer.
we will do for sure. It has been a pleasure speaking with you again, Renata. Thank you so much for sharing more about your wonderful work. And we're going to be sharing more of Renata's work very soon with the T-shirt initiative. And thank you again.
Thank you very much. Also, it was a pleasure.